So I'm going to do a quick little review about the Ground Hog T4. This is a trencher that Home Depot has available for rental at a lot of locations. It's one of the cheapest trenchers, and it's a manual pull one. So when you're trenching, you have to grab onto the handlebars here and pull back as you go. So to start it up, you got to flip this switch in the front here to the on position. Go ahead and make sure the safety switch here is in the on position. Then just take the cord. Alright, it takes regular unleaded gas right here in the top. And then you have 6 different height adjustments. This is just not digging, 6 inches deep, 12 inches deep, and 18 inches deep. And you can adjust that just by pulling up, and then it'll start digging down, and then you can just clip it into each one of these. It weighs about 220 pounds. So you can, if you have 2 people, you can lift this up in the back of a pickup truck. That's what we did. There's a handle on each side that's pretty well balanced, so you can just pick it up right from here, 1 person each side. If you only have 1 person, you might want to rent a trailer because yeah, it is pretty heavy. Okay, so here you can see how it cuts. For me, it cut pretty well. It did get bogged down on a few large stones and rocks that were in the dirt, and I had to stop it and pull it out a few times, but for the most part, it was pretty good. Now, this trench that I'm digging is about 30 feet long, and it took me about 10 minutes to do it. So for me, it cut at about 3 feet per minute, and that was at 12 inches deep. Obviously, this is going to depend on your soil conditions. To be honest, though, this was the cheapest trencher rental in my area, and it did perform pretty well. I didn't have any issues with it. It started right up, barely used any gas, and for me, for the size of this project, it was fine. If you were going to do something like 300 feet, 500 feet, something really long, you would probably want to get maybe a self-propelled trencher, or one that's a little bit easier to operate, because this does get pretty tiring, having to constantly be pulling it back the entire time. But for a short project like this, it was perfect. It was exactly what I needed, and it was a pretty good price. Now, one of the nice things about this trencher is that you can fit it into tight spaces. So for me, obviously, to fit it underneath the deck here, which is really nice, not having to dig that. So here you can see the trench that it dug, which is about 12 inches deep and 3.5 inches wide. I did go through it a second time later on to widen it up a little bit. So if you need something a lot wider, this is probably not going to work for you. But 3.5 inches wide and no more than 18 inches deep, and this should be perfect. So anyway, thanks for watching, and if you're interested, I just posted a bunch of videos about the project that I'm working on, that I'm using this trencher for. So you can go ahead and check those out. I'm installing a drainage pipe. Maybe you can get some ideas from it.